Why do people love gold? It's a question that spans millennia, from pharaohs' tombs to modern central bank vaults.
I know why. Aliens! The Anunnaki came to Earth for gold, but mining was hard work, so they engineered humans to do it for them.
Well, that's certainly a theory. Great pitch for a sci-fi novel. But until the alien overlords return demanding tribute in bullion, let's stick with the evidence we have. Let's try some grounded, earthy explanation first. You live in an ancient civilization tired of trading 3 goats for a slightly dented bronze axe. You need real currency, something that's portable, durable, divisible, scarce, and recognizable. The 5 commandments of good money. Let's play a game. If money could be any element, which one wins? The periodic table becomes our elimination bracket. Round 1. First out, the gases, oxygen, neon, xenon, and liquids, mercury, bromine. Try paying your mortgage with a jar of argon. Sorry, it escaped during the commute. We need a solid. Eliminated all gases and liquids. Round 2. Next up, alkali and alkaline, earth metals, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and friends. These are wildly reactive. Some explode on contact with water. Others burst into flames in air.
Mom, can I move back into your basement? My wages literally exploded.
Yeah, self-destructing currency tends to be unpopular. Eliminated highly reactive metals. Round 3. Most transition metals, iron, copper, nickel, lead, are non-noble, meaning they react with air and moisture. They rust, corrode, and tarnish. A coin that slowly transforms into orange powder is a terrible store of wealth.
Are you sure we can afford this?
Don't worry. My grandpa left me a fortune.
That's the problem with non-noble metals and fragile elements. Your life savings literally turn into disappointment. Eliminated corrosive and unstable elements.
Round 4. Now for the obvious deal breaker. Most heavy elements, lanthanides and actinides like uranium and plutonium, are radioactive. Carrying coins that give you radiation poisoning or literally decay into different elements is, let's say, not a good idea.
I'd like to deposit 100 grams of plutonium.
Sir, by the time I count this, it'll be 99 grams of plutonium and 1 gram of uranium, and you'll be glowing.
Eliminated radioactive and poisonous elements. Round 5. We're down to a handful of non-reactive, non-radioactive noble metals: silver, gold, platinum, palladium, rhodium, and a few others. But there are still problems. Too abundant. Aluminum and silicon are everywhere in the Earth's crust. You can't create scarcity-based value with beach sand. Too rare. Elements like osmium and rhodium are so scarce they couldn't circulate widely enough to be practical currency. Too tough to work. Platinum and palladium melt above 1,700 degrees Celsius. Ancient furnaces maxed out around 1,200 degrees Celsius. Platinum was literally impossible to refine or mint until the 18th century. Ancient people called it unripe silver and threw it back into rivers. Eliminated elements that are too abundant, too rare, or too difficult to work with using pre-industrial technology. The final round. Now only 2 remain: gold and silver. Silver has an impressive history, serving as money for millennia. Yet, it has flaws. It tarnishes and is roughly 17 times more abundant than gold, meaning less value per ounce. Gold, however, is in a class of its own. It is, for all practical purposes, flawless. It never tarnishes, rusts, or corrodes. Drop a gold ring in the ocean today, and it will look pristine 1,000 years later. With a melting point of 1,064 degrees Celsius, it could be refined by ancient technologies. It is rare enough to be supremely valuable, yet common enough to facilitate global trade. And its softness allows it to be easily minted into uniform, trustworthy coins. Gold fulfills every commandment of sound money. It is durable, portable, divisible, scarce, and instantly recognizable. The result is clear: gold wins. But gold's appeal runs deeper than function. Before we dive into that, let's take a look at gold's resume. Gold is a noble metal, not just a fancy title, but a chemical reality. It's one of the least reactive elements in existence. It won't rust like iron, burn like paper money, or even tarnish like silver. It's nearly indestructible. That kind of reliability builds trust, the kind that outlasts empires. From the Lydians minting the first coins around 600 BCE to the Aztecs calling it the sweat of the sun, every major civilization, independently across continents and centuries, reached the same conclusion: gold is it. Let's start with the obvious. Gold is beautiful. It glows with a warm, natural luster that immediately draws the eye. Its color mirrors the sun, the ultimate symbol of power, life, and divinity across cultures. When you wear a gold crown, you're not just saying, "I'm rich." You're saying, "I'm semi-divine, and yes, my approval rating is excellent." Gold is also incredibly easy to work with. It's so malleable you can hammer it paper thin, and so ductile you can stretch it into ultra-fine wire. Ancient metalsmiths used it to craft intricate jewelry, pound it into shimmering sheets of gold leaf, and most importantly, mint it into perfectly uniform coins. In a way, gold is the Play-Doh of precious metals, endlessly shapeable, always beautiful, and always valuable. Gold's value ultimately rests on the most powerful force in economics: collective human agreement. Once a few influential civilizations declared gold the ultimate store of wealth and started trading it widely, its value became self-fulfilling. If you know that a merchant halfway across the Silk Road will accept your gold for spices, you'll accept gold for your silk, which means the next guy accepts it, and the next. And suddenly everyone just agrees. And that shared belief was reinforced by gold's unbeatable physical properties. It never rusts, burns, dissolves, or mutates. It was the one thing that never betrayed us. That's the true secret behind gold's power. Not mystical origins or alien engineers, but the rare convergence of chemistry, scarcity, beauty, and that collective belief. Across millennia, humanity discovered an element that nature and culture could both agree on. Gold became our universal language of value, not because the gods demanded it, but because the universe itself made it so.